Hey YouTubers, Glenda here. I wanted to try to make some videos to share with y'all some more of the miracles that I've witnessed over the years with the Lord, and I've had tremendous response to that first video that I put out. So I'm going to try. I don't have the best setup, to make videos and stuff where I'm at, but we'll see if we can make it work. These are all in the Wilderness Companion book. This one's kind of worn out, this copy, but and you can buy that through the JPH site, justpraisehim.today, or on Amazon.com. Okay. So the miracle I'm about to tell you about, I was living in Dallas in an extended stay motel. I had been living at my dad's house, and it never works out very well when you're older and you move back in with your parents. I probably could have lived with my mom real easily, but me and dad, not so much. The dynamics that are there earlier in life are usually still there later in life, so I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I had moved into an extended stay motel in Dallas because I had gotten a job that was an hour and a half away from Dad's house. So that was the setting, and this was like 1998, I believe. And one Saturday night, this was right after the first of the year, I was at a laundromat doing laundry in Dallas. And I had been praying and asking God to lead me to a church because I really wanted to go to church. I wanted to learn more about Him. I was a new believer. I was only in the walk 2 years, I think, at that point, because I got saved in 96. And so I'm in this laundromat, and I think I had a Christian magazine in my hand that I picked up off one of the tables. And this lady started talking to me. This nice, she was older than me. She wasn't old, but she was older than me. Her name was Noni. She was so sweet. I just loved her. I wish I still had her phone number. And she ended up asking me if I was going to church anywhere, and I said, no, I hadn't found a church. And she said, would you like to go with me to the Potter's house? And I said, yes, because I watched T.D. Jakes on TV, and I liked his preaching. It was easy for me to understand and everything like that. So I was so excited. And so she said, okay, I'll come pick you up where you're staying at so time. And it was quite a bit drive from, because I was in kind of North Dallas. Well, I was in Carrollton, and we were driving to South Dallas. Excuse me. So that was 45 minutes or better. It was cold. Y'all, it was January. It was so cold. But so we went to church. The next morning I got into her car, and it was so cold that day. It was one of those days where you have, in Texas, where you have this really strong north wind, and Texans are in no way prepared for really cold winter weather like that. We're just not, because we didn't grow up with that. And I was just freezing because I did not have a coat. And the clothes that I had bought when I came out of the oil field, I didn't have very much money. I was using a charge card, and I don't want to spend very much money, so I bought stuff that was on clearance from the end of summer. So guess what? When winter rolled around, it was cold, y'all. It was cold. Because I had to have dress clothes because I was going to work in an office, but these were not winter dress clothes. They were like summer dress clothes. And so the wind just blew right through them. It was cold. So her car heater did not warm up the car very well in that low of temperature. And we were almost at church a half an hour later, and I was trying to hide the fact that I was sitting over there just like shivering. I was that cold that I was shivering. And I was praying. I said, Lord, I'm going to go to Goodwill. There was a Goodwill near the office of Bank of America where I worked. I said, I want to go to Goodwill on Monday, and I'm going to look for a coat. Please let there be one there for $5. Because I could take $5 out of my food money, and I could make that work by eating less. But I couldn't spend more than that and still eat. And I said, I'll take peanut butter sandwiches all week for lunch. I don't care, but it is cold. I need a coat. So we got through the service at T.D. Jakes, and we were driving back from church that day. She was driving, and we were talking about how good, the sermon was and stuff like that. And she looked at me and she said, do you by any chance need a coat? And I said, yes, I actually do need one. And she said, I don't want to offend you, but I have one if you want it. I said, I'm not offended. I'm cold. I'm not a proud person. I don't mind taking something from people. That doesn't bother me at all. If you have something I can use. And I was freezing. I was so cold. And I said, I would love to have it. Thank you. Well, before that, it was probably I think it was, I want to say it was a couple of weeks. I can't remember time periods that good when they're that far away, but I want to say it was a couple of weeks before that. I had gone to the local grocery store one night to get my food for the week that I was eating in the motel room. And I was standing in line behind this lady that had this wool coat on, and it had epaulet trim, and it just was this beautiful bright color. And I was thinking, I said, Lord, I'd really like to have a coat like that. That's really pretty, but in a bright color. I think hers might not have been a bright color. It might have been like in taupe or something. And I wanted something bright because I just like bright colors. But so we go back to Noni's house, and she opened the hall closet, and she pulled out this coat that had a Lord & Taylor wrapper on it. She pulled off the wrapper, and I was like, it was a long wool coat in a bright color with the epaulet trim. I cannot make this up, y'all. I'm like, oh my gosh, he heard me, and he answered exactly what I asked for, and it fit me perfect. It was red. It was bright red. It was so pretty. I wish I still had it. I'd probably hang it on my wall just so I can remember. She said it didn't fit her anymore. But every time I looked at that coat when I had it, it made me remember God's love for me. And I loved that about it, that it made me remember that he loved me enough to send me a coat when I was cold. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. It's in the Wilderness Companion on about page 36 and 37. So I hope y'all like these miracle stories. God bless you.